Travis Kelce also in the news for unfollowing Ryan Reynolds. Can you believe this? Why is this important? Well, Travis Kelce dating Taylor Swift, put a ring on it, and Ryan Reynolds, the de facto agent provocateur.
Travis Kelce has now unfollowed Ryan Reynolds on Instagram amid the legal drama between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. And now everyone's wondering, are they friends? Are they not friends? What is going on?
Travis Kelce makes his best play yet by unfollowing Ryan Reynolds. TMZ is reporting that the Taylor and Blake drama definitely seems to be real because Travis Kelce unfollowed Ryan Reynolds.
Well, according to page 6, Travis unfollowed Ryan in order to distance himself from any "it ends with us" legal drama. A lot of times when somebody unfollows another person, it's personal, but other times it could be just business. So this isn't necessarily a clear indicator that Travis is done with his friendship with Ryan.
Some say the mastermind behind Blake Lively in her lawsuits with Justin Baldoni. So Travis unfollowing Ryan Reynolds is a big deal. We'll get into that.
And yes, I did check. Travis currently is not following Ryan Reynolds. However, Ryan is still following Travis. And Blake is still following Taylor. However, Taylor does not follow anyone. And mind you, last year, Taylor and Travis were double dating with Ryan and Blake a few times.
You may know Taylor Swift and Blake Lively have also dealt with their share of friendship drama amid the situation. It's being reported that they are not as close as they once were, that Taylor felt like she was being used as a pawn, but that Blake has since apologized to Taylor and they are mending their friendship.
I've got a few different stories involving Ryan Reynolds. Here is the moment Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney, they all cheered when Wrexham made history as the first ever club to achieve 3 straight promotions. We shared this story this morning, but here's the moment.
Wrexham are promoted to the Championship. A rise that English football has never seen the like of before.
This information is not confirmed. It's all alleged according to online sources. It's also still unclear if Taylor Swift will be deposed. Justin Baldoni's attorney, Brian Friedman, said, "I don't know that we're going to depose Taylor Swift. I think that that's going to probably be a game time decision." And one source tells page 6, Taylor is a strong woman and she's not hiding from anything. Taylor is simply enjoying some alone time with Travis and being under the radar for a little bit.
Taylor and Travis even hosted Blake's 37th birthday last summer, and they invited Blake and Ryan to stay at Taylor's Rhode Island mansion along with some other celebrity friends. So I thought maybe these two never actually followed each other. However, one fan wrote they started following each other a while ago and Travis liked his posts prior to the drama.
Taylor Swift just got subpoenaed. No rumor, no headline spin, an actual court-issued subpoena. And now, one of Hollywood's closest friendships, Taylor Swift and Blake Lively, is being tested like never before. This all started with a legal war between Blake Lively and her It Ends With Us co-star and director Justin Baldoni. But in a shocking twist, Taylor's name, along with Ryan Reynolds, got pulled straight into the chaos. And last week, it exploded. Baldoni's legal team officially dragged Swift into the case, claiming she played a behind-the-scenes role in the script drama that started it all.
The Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds positive PR train was in full effect this weekend at both Wrexham and at the Another Simple Favor premiere. That is until Travis Kelce pushed the train off the tracks.
According to the complaint, there was a rooftop scene Blake wanted to rewrite. She allegedly pitched her version at her penthouse, with Ryan Reynolds hyping her up and Taylor Swift right there in the room. And now, Justin says that moment wasn't just casual. It felt like pressure. That Swift and Reynolds weren't just friends hanging out, they were being used as dragons. Yep, that's the actual term Blake allegedly used in a private text. "I'm Khaleesi. My dragons protect me. You'll benefit from them too." Those dragons? Reportedly Taylor Swift and Ryan Reynolds. And if that wasn't enough drama, Travis Kelce, Taylor's boyfriend, suddenly unfollowed Ryan on Instagram. Theories exploding, screenshots everywhere. Is this more than just a legal mess? Did Blake really weaponize her friends to win a script argument? And how is Taylor responding now that she's legally entangled? Well, she just hit back hard, because what Taylor's team said next made it clear.
Travis Kelce, I am not your dragon either, Ryan. He unfollowed the actor on Instagram.
This isn't just some celebrity feud. This could turn into one of the most watched court battles in recent memory. But Taylor didn't stop at a statement. She's coming for that subpoena, and what happens next might decide whether this drama stays in Hollywood or heads to federal court. It all goes back to one scene, a rooftop moment in It Ends With Us. A pivotal scene Blake Lively didn't just want to act in, she wanted to rewrite it completely. According to Justin Baldoni, Blake didn't just pitch ideas. She wrote her own version of the scene, invited him over to her penthouse, and laid it all out. There, surrounded by dim lighting, fancy snacks, and two of the most famous people in the world, Ryan Reynolds and Taylor Swift, Blake allegedly presented her version of the script. And here's where the real pressure starts to creep in. Justin says he gave her notes. He didn't dismiss it. He even said it had potential, that maybe the final version could blend her ideas with the original script. But Blake reportedly wasn't happy with that. That's when, in text messages later revealed in court documents, Blake allegedly referred to herself as Khaleesi and said her dragons, meaning her powerful inner circle, would protect her and benefit everyone involved. It wasn't subtle, and to Baldoni, it didn't feel like a joke, because those so-called dragons were no small names. Ryan Reynolds, Taylor Swift, people with the power to crash or crown a project.
Gushing over her hubby's win and tribute to Ryan and Rob's win. But it didn't just end there. Then Blake, the next night, stepped out for the Another Simple Favor premiere in New York City amid all the legal drama.
And while Taylor may not have had an official title on the film, Baldoni's side claims that just her presence in that meeting, her verbal praise for Blake's rewritten scene, and her social closeness to the actress created a kind of unspoken pressure. Fast forward to now. Taylor's name is all over the lawsuit. Her words, her reaction, and her involvement, even if unintentional, are being scrutinized. What was meant to be a creative discussion became a legal flashpoint. And suddenly, a best friend's encouragement is being labeled undue influence. But that's not even the worst part. Because buried in those court papers was a quote that sent fans into full-on theory mode, a single line suggesting Swift might have had a say in casting too. Yep. Apparently, Blake and Taylor both watched audition tapes and gave a thumbs up on who got the role, and that's where Taylor draws the line. Because next, she didn't just push back, she launched a full legal counter to stop it all. Taylor Swift does not take kindly to being used for headlines, and after her name was dropped in Baldoni's legal filing, her team wasted no time clapping back, with legal firepower. Just days after the subpoena was issued, Swift's lawyers filed a formal motion to quash it. Translation: they're asking the court to throw it out completely. Their argument is blunt. Taylor has nothing to do with the film's development. Not the script, not the casting, not a single creative decision. According to the statement her spokesperson gave to TMZ, Taylor never set foot on the set of It Ends With Us, never gave notes, never saw a rough cut.
And she came out. We got a lot of clips here. I'll show you the clips. Here's Ryan and Blake stepping out.
Beautiful couple. Stay in black. Stay in black.
Beautiful, guys. Beautiful.
And never discussed casting with producers. Her only connection, she licensed one of her songs, My Tears Ricochet, to be used in the soundtrack. That's it, and she's not the only one. 19 other artists also gave songs to the film. So why is she the one being subpoenaed? According to her legal team, it's not about facts. It's about fame. They say Baldoni's side is trying to generate attention and distract from the actual claims by dragging one of the world's biggest celebrities into the spotlight. And they didn't sugarcoat it. They called the subpoena tabloid clickbait dressed as legal strategy. But here's the thing. Just because a subpoena is challenged doesn't mean it disappears. Unless a judge agrees to toss it, Taylor might still have to give a deposition, a formal, under-oath interview where every word could be used in court. And that's a nightmare scenario her team is trying to avoid at all costs. Because imagine this. Taylor Swift, mid-world tour, breaking records, running her billion-dollar empire, forced to pause everything and sit in a legal conference room, answering questions about a movie she had almost nothing to do with. Her team says it's outrageous. But the court. That decision is still hanging in the air. And while the legal battle rages, the fan theories are doing their own damage. Especially after a single Instagram unfollow sent the internet into a frenzy. Because next, it's time to talk about that Travis Kelce versus Ryan Reynolds situation. The internet notices everything, especially when it involves Taylor Swift. So when fans realized that Travis Kelce, Taylor's boyfriend, had suddenly unfollowed Ryan Reynolds on Instagram, it was game over. Screenshots flew across Twitter, Reddit threads popped up in minutes. Swifties went full detective mode.
Here's another moment there where they did the Gatorade splash on the coach there. a very sticky situation there when you put the Gatorade on the coach. Can I get that with Celsius? Can I get a Celsius energy? Rather than avoid it, I'm just going to open my mouth and try to absorb all of that goody energy.
Why would Travis unfollow Ryan? Until recently, Taylor, Ryan, and Blake were practically a package deal. They've vacationed together, they've dined together. He even lent his Deadpool voice to one of her tour intros. So, for Travis to hit unfollow at the exact time Taylor is getting subpoenaed and Ryan's name is tangled up in the complaint, fans saw it as a red flag. Even weirder, Ryan didn't say a word. No tweet, no denial, no public message of support. And when Paps caught up with him outside an NYC restaurant and asked if the Swift rumors were affecting his friendship with Travis, he smiled awkwardly, made a joke, and walked away. That silence? Deafening. And while the Kelsey unfollow is technically a small thing, in the world of celebrity PR, those micro moves say everything. Theories started exploding. Some believe Taylor was blindsided by being dragged into Blake's legal mess, and that Ryan, whether he meant to or not, didn't have her back. Others think Travis unfollowed in solidarity, like a quiet signal that Swift was feeling betrayed and he wasn't playing neutral. Even outlets like Page Six picked up on the digital drama, and fans haven't let it go since. But that wasn't the only sign that something's off. Because while Taylor kept things quiet online, behind the scenes, she was allegedly hurt. Multiple sources told People magazine that Swift and Lively went through a rough patch right when the lawsuit exploded. The word betrayal was even thrown around. Now some insiders say they've patched things up, that their friendship is solid again. But if everything's fine, why is Taylor fighting so hard to avoid court? And why is Ryan suddenly ducking press? Whatever the truth is, the tension's thick. And Blake? She's not hiding. In fact, her latest move has fans wondering if this whole scandal is part of a bigger strategy, because next, she steps out in public and brings backup. When the heat is on, some celebrities go quiet. Blake Lively? She books a rooftop dinner with Ryan Reynolds, Salma Hayek, and her sister Robin, smack in the middle of New York City. On May 13th, just days after Taylor Swift was officially subpoenaed, Blake and Ryan were spotted laughing and sipping cocktails at the RH rooftop in Manhattan's meatpacking district. And they weren't alone. Salma Hayek, a longtime friend and Hollywood heavyweight, was there too. To fans, this wasn't just dinner. This was a statement.
All right, so coming up next, I've got the Kelsey story where Travis Kelsey unfollowed Ryan Reynolds. I think there's a lot more to this story than meets the eye. We'll have that next.
Paparazzi were locked in. Every smile, outfit, and moment was captured and pushed out to tabloids within hours. And the timing? Impeccable. This wasn't a couple quietly hiding from controversy. It was a power couple stepping right into the spotlight, flanked by A-list support, sending one very loud message. We're unbothered, we're united, and we're not backing down. But let's break that down. Salma's presence wasn't random. She's close to both Ryan and Blake, and she's also known for her savvy media instincts. If anyone knows how to control a narrative with a single dinner reservation, it's Salma Hayek. The visuals worked too. Blake was glowing, Ryan was smiling, no signs of stress, no ducking cameras. And for a couple allegedly under fire, from legal filings to friendship fallout, it felt like calculated calm. But some fans weren't buying it. Reddit lit up with posts calling the dinner damage control, while Twitter debated whether it was meant to subtly ice Taylor out or prove that the Lively Reynolds team still had powerful friends in their corner. And let's not forget the context. That very same week, rumors swirled that Blake had pressured Taylor to publicly support her, or risk having personal texts leaked. Blake's lawyers denied that, calling it completely false. Still, the optics of this glamorous dinner hit differently when you know what's brewing behind the scenes. One insider even told people that this wasn't about hiding from the storm, it was about projecting strength in the middle of it. And strength is exactly what Blake's going to need, because soon she'll be on the stand, testifying, publicly. And what she says under oath might just pull more names into the fire. The countdown has officially begun, the courtroom lights are coming on, and Blake Lively is preparing to testify. In a recent statement, her lawyer confirmed what fans were speculating for months. Blake will take the stand in her lawsuit against It Ends With Us director and co-star Justin Baldoni.
All right, TMZ is reporting that Travis Kelce has unfollowed Ryan Reynolds. Hey, in today's modern world of social media, the unfollow does a lot of speaking when you don't want to. And Taylor Swift hasn't said anything publicly about Blake Lively, at least since Justin Baldoni has issued his response to all of her real aggressive claims.
The trial is locked in for March 2026, and now the discovery process is underway. What does that mean? Everyone involved, including the director, producers, and yes, even Taylor Swift if her motion fails, could be questioned under oath. And that includes handing over texts, emails, and anything else deemed relevant. Blake's legal team insists this isn't about drama. It's about justice. They're pushing a core narrative that Lively raised serious concerns on set about inappropriate behavior and creative control, and that she was punished for speaking out. Her attorney framed it as a retaliation campaign, saying the countersuit filed by Baldoni is just a way to silence and shame her. Meanwhile, Baldoni's team claims Blake overstepped, rewrote scenes without approval, and used her personal influence, including friendships with major celebrities, to force changes. Their $400 million countersuit accuses her, Ryan Reynolds, and her publicist of defamation, intimidation, and extortion. And then there's Taylor Swift, sitting uncomfortably at the edge of it all. If the judge denies her team's motion to quash the subpoena, she could be forced to sit for a deposition, answering questions about what she saw, what she said, and what role she might have played, even unknowingly. And that's not just risky for Taylor, it's risky for everyone. Because if one high-profile deposition becomes public, more names could be pulled in. And Hollywood hates open doors. There are whispers that other celebrities close to Blake, like Hugh Jackman or even Gigi Hadid, may have been involved in conversations surrounding the film. If they're named in future documents or subpoenas, this case won't just be about It Ends With Us. It'll be about how the Hollywood elite uses their power and each other off-screen. One source close to the case said it best. This isn't a script dispute anymore. This is about influence, revenge, and reputation.
So I'm not surprised that Travis Kelce is sticking by his lady here, but what this tells us is, well, first of all, why in the world would Travis Kelce unfollow Ryan Reynolds unless it was because of Taylor Swift not wanting to associate with Blake Lively?
And the next chapter? It could reshape more than just friendships. It could shake the very core of celebrity collaboration. So, where does all of this leave us? We've got a legal firestorm that started over a movie scene, but it's spiraled into something so much bigger. Blake Lively is gearing up for a public trial, Justin Baldoni is fighting back with a $400 million countersuit, and now Taylor Swift, arguably the biggest name in the industry right now, is being dragged into the middle of it all. It's not just about who rewrote what, it's about power, about influence, about how far someone will go to protect their art, and how quickly alliances can turn into liabilities when legal lines are crossed. Taylor's team says she was never part of this drama, just a friend in the room, cheering on someone she cared about. But in this lawsuit, even praise can be weaponized. Even friendship can become evidence. And whether her subpoena gets quashed or upheld, the damage is already done. Because now her name is in the headlines. Her boyfriend is unfollowing people, and her fans are wondering who's really in her corner. Meanwhile, Blake's strategy is clear. Stand tall, speak out, and show the world she won't be silenced. Her lawyer has promised live testimony, eyewitnesses, leaked documents. Even Sony Pictures may be dragged into this when it all goes down in court next year, but the ripple effect is just beginning. Because if Blake testifies under oath about the dynamics behind this movie, and those private, high-level conversations with celebrities like Taylor, Ryan, and others, don't be surprised if new subpoenas start flying. The industry is already buzzing about who else could get called up next. Names like Hugh Jackman, Isabella Ferrer, even other artists who contributed to the film's soundtrack. This trial is no longer just about It Ends With Us. It's turning into a blueprint for how public image, private influence, and legal accountability collide in modern-day Hollywood. And trust us, this is far from over. If Taylor testifies, the entire industry will be watching. If Blake wins, the balance of power between actor and director could shift. And if more names drop, we might just be looking at the most explosive celebrity courtroom saga since Depp versus Heard. So don't blink, because the next headline could include your favorite star